back to They Did What? Your source for the net's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, getting your story titled, I discovered my wife, a 28-year-old female of 7 years, is cheating on me. She doesn't know that I know. And a shout out to Chris for sending me this story. And guys, like the title says, this is about a guy married to his wife for 7 years, decent amount of time, but got married ridiculously young. He was 23 at the time of the marriage, she was 21. Dumb move. But putting that aside, he's discovered that she's cheating on him. And he thought he had a great marriage, as many guys do. And what's interesting about this story is, guys, even though he's, in my opinion, relatively young, well, no, he's not that young, he's 30, this guy handles it really well, even though his whole world is turned upside down. In terms of, you're going to see how he plays the long game, does the investigating, all that. And let me tell you, she is never going to see it coming when this guy strikes. And I'll be going to go over here, guys, to show you that you always have to pay attention to red flags. You're never truly safe. And even the ones that you think love you the most can betray you and do it without even thinking twice about it. So this is a longer one, so I'm going to jump right in it. He says, I don't know where to begin, but I guess there's no easy way to say this. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'm 30 years old. I work from home as a software developer. My wife, Emily, is 28. She's very beautiful. She's a hair and makeup artist. She's incredibly talented at what she does. She mostly works with brides and bridal parties. Over the last couple of years, her career has really taken off. Well, that's impressive for her being 28 years old, but doesn't justify her actions. But let me guess, she's doing better than he is, so therefore she feels entitled to a guy she sees as above her husband. Gotta read between the lines. A lot of that success is thanks to John, who owns a really popular local wedding venue. John has been a huge connection for her. Through him, she's gotten work with photographers, local advertising agencies, and even a few small modeling gigs. She's even modeled in some local advertisements herself. John is in his 40s, married with 3 kids, and his wife is very pretty for a mom of 3. I guess I get it, though my wife is younger and way better looking. So this John character has really helped her out. Well, newsflash, nobody does anything for nothing, especially sleazeballs like John. So he's getting payment somehow. Our marriage has been great as far as I know. Well, not so great, my friend. For you guys that watch me all the time, how many times do you hear guys say that? And they're just completely clueless. Emily and I have been together since high school. Aha! We're still best friends. That's a problem. I'm going to get into that later. We have regular date nights, an active and exciting sex life, and she's always been thoughtful and caring. I never doubted her love for me. Thoughtful and caring, huh? Well, clearly not the case. And when couples say that, oh, we're best friends, there's nothing wrong. You got to have a friendship and relationships, don't get me wrong. But when you say you're best friends, that tells me when people that are best friends, they're not going to have a certain level of attraction you would be with somebody you're not best friends with. So that's an issue. And for you guys that are experienced, you know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, that is why this completely blindsided me. A week ago, I was working from home and I heard an email notification from my wife's laptop, which was plugged in for charging. She had logged into it before going to the gym, and she doesn't like her computer locking automatically when she leaves it alone. She forgot to lock it before leaving it. I saw the email preview notification from John, and it looked fishy, so I opened it. So was this guy, unless I missed something here, he just decided, hey, your laptop's open, something's making me suspicious to go look at it? Or was it like, at the desk or something that he happened to be at and saw the thing pop up from John, made him suspicious? I don't know. The message wasn't romantic. It wasn't even sexual. It was logistical. A time, a place, and some comment about keeping things discreet. I don't know, that sounds fishy to me. But it was the last line that floored me. He said to her, "You're incredible. I can't stop thinking about last night." Well, I hardly think that's about a fucking wedding. I thought about last night. She came home late. She says she had a long shoot with a photographer, and we had dinner together like everything was fine, just like normal. I scrolled back through her messages and emails. Most of it was mundane, work-related, professional, but sprinkled throughout were little hints that didn't sit right with me. John kept saying that she looked beyond stunning at an event. Emily thanked him, but kept it at neutral. Nothing about love, nothing about feelings, but it was clear something was happening. Well, it's also clear that John is way more into her than she's into him, but it doesn't mean that she's not up to no good. I felt like I'd been punched in the chest. I started panicking about it and went online, looking for info about cheating. I read about the red flags and thought about the ones that she showed. Emily's work schedule had gotten a bit more unpredictable over the last few months. Are you sure it's work, dude? She started dressing up more, new outfits, sexy underwear, even on days when she said she was just running errands. She was grooming more down there, but I thought she was doing it for me. These are all the classic signs. If all of a sudden your girl, after all these years, is way more into her appearance and dressing sexier, or just things that he described, suddenly wants to lose weight and all that stuff like that, glued to her phone, her schedule's unpredictable, things don't quite add up, yeah, very likely. Well, no, let me rephrase that. Yeah, she is fucking cheating. There were nights when she came home later than usual, blaming long shoots or last-minute bridal emergencies. But she never seemed distant to me. She never pulled away from me. If anything, she was more attentive, initiating sex more often, planning surprise date nights, and constantly telling me how much she loved me. Well, I wouldn't quite call that love bombing, but I would say that she's definitely amping it up to, minimize any suspicions here. She's clever. She knows what she's doing. That's the part that stings the most. I didn't feel like I was losing her. I felt like we were closer than ever. That was her intention. I started paying closer attention to her. Later, I was snooping around the house on the pretext of cleaning and found a small jewelry box tucked into one of her makeup drawers. Inside was a necklace. Simple, but expensive looking. I hadn't bought it for her. Yeah, well, if she bought it with her money, I guarantee you probably would have known about it. When I asked her about it, casually later, she says a gift from a client. Uh-huh. What kind of client? I didn't question at the time. It seemed plausible. She works with high-end brides all the time, and clients give her gifts, and it is unheard of. Yeah, but a super expensive necklace? But now I couldn't get the image of that necklace out of my mind. I also started noticing other things. The new clothes and underwear, the grooming, little shifts in her behavior that seemed harmless on the surface, but now felt suspicious. I've been copying the messages to my computer and torturing myself by going over and over them. It goes back about a year, which is when her hair and makeup business started booming. Well, again, she thanks this John character for her surge in business. How interesting that obviously her communication and suspicious behavior with this John character happened around the time her business was booming. Right. Here's the thing. I don't think Emily loves John. Well, in my opinion, the longer I'm here, I'm really accepting the fact that women really truly can't love any guy. They claim they can, and I know I'm going to get women on here who can disagree with me. But they can have a bond and things like that, but are chasing the guy's validation. But true love, not like a guy. A guy can love unconditionally. A woman, no fucking way. This is why, gentlemen, I urge you, for you relationship guys, you can love her, but don't be in love with her, because otherwise you're going to do stupid shit, and you're going to be setting yourself up for disappointment. Guys that are deeply in love make deep fucking mistakes. I read through the messages, and while he's clearly infatuated with her, she keeps him at arm's length emotionally. There's no I miss yous, no I love yous, just logistics, compliments, and occasional thanks. One time she even wrote, "Ha ha, go tell that to your wife." Yeah, so for her, this is probably also just business. She's having fun. She probably loves the attention and validation, hooking up with this guy, but he's way more into her. But doesn't justify her actions. Obviously, she has to go. And it's helping her make money. But it doesn't matter. She's sleeping with him. She's lying to me, and I don't know how to process that. I haven't confronted her yet. I don't even know how to start that conversation. I kept telling myself that I need more proof, but maybe I'm just delaying the inevitable. Well, nobody can blame this guy for being a bit like, what the fuck do I do here? Because he never saw it coming, He didn't want this. All I know is that the woman I thought I knew, the woman I married, seems to be fucking another guy. If I confront her, she's going to deny it either way, right? I know I should probably just sit down and talk with her, but then that would clue her in, right? Don't just sit down and talk to her. She's going to deny, then cry, and it's not going to get you anywhere. She'll just cover her tracks. Bro, you need to gather as much evidence as you can. Talk to a lawyer, find out your options, and I know how this goes, guys, but he was asking a question before we get on to part 2 and part 3. And get out of there. You can't be married to someone like this. And sitting down talking to her, what's that going to accomplish? I googled it, and we live in an at-fault state. Aha. We don't have any kids, so if I divorce and I have proof of her cheating, she won't get any spousal support. There you go, brother. Also, couldn't she just make up terrible shit that I did to her in order to control the narrative with our families? I mean, I don't think she'd do that, but I didn't think she'd cheat on me either. It's late and I'm drunk. You can't rule out anything, man. If she can cheat on you, of course she can make up a bunch of shit about you to your family and hers. You got to control the narrative. And you need to have concrete proof, so if she tries to make shit up, you got evidence. But wait, guys, in part 2 to see what he does. I'll check out what Reddit has to say about it, but I just want to pass out and hear any recommendations from people who've been through this before. I mean, it doesn't seem like she loves him, but that doesn't even matter at this point if she's cheating on me. Now on to part 2, and this guy here, he consults Reddit, obviously, because that was his first post, and gets a lot of good ideas. And wait till you see how he puts this stuff into practice. He says, as an update, since my first post, I've done a lot of reading on Reddit and other forums about how to spot and catch cheaters. Her phone is password protected, and I don't know the password. She's also pretty good about locking her computer, and it was just a fluke that I was able to catch it before. So I knew I needed to get evidence. The following is not my idea. This is all advice I got from obsessively reading Reddit stories and comments, as well as other forums. I ordered some cameras off the internet that look like smoke detectors. I convinced Emily that our home insurance would go down if I put smoke detectors in every room. Well, why don't you have smoke detectors in every room? That's stupid not to have it. Yeah, it's annoying when the battery runs low and starts chirping at 2 o'clock in the morning. It always does that at 2 o'clock in the morning. You ever notice that, guys? But better safe than sorry. Have smoke detectors in every room. It's worth the money. Yeah, I have to rant about that. I read a book off the same site called How to Be a Great Husband, Discover the Secrets to Happy Marriage Without Changing Your Wife. And I left it around for her to see it. Some covert stuff here, huh? She did, and I could tell it made her uncomfortable. I got a GPS tracker and a voice-activated recorder, VAR, along with some strong Velcro for putting it under her driver's seat. Unfortunately, you have to subscribe to a service to use the tracker, but I figure I won't be subscribed to very long. Man, this guy's turning into fucking James Bond here with his gadgets and hiding shit and everything. Now, this has all been happening from when I first began suspicion until now. Just a couple days ago, January 20th, is when I finally got everything set up. So part 1 of this story, guys, was a couple months ago, and part 2, which I'm reading here, was like 11 days ago, and part 3, which you'll wrap this thing up, was from 1 day ago. 1 or 2 days ago. When I got the VAR, I tested it by hiding it in the table centerpiece. I sat Emily down and asked her some questions. Now listen to these questions and listen what he does and see if you guys can figure out what he's doing. He said to her, "Honey, I'm doing a personal inventory to try to be a better husband and partner. To that end, I want to ask you some serious questions, and I want some serious answers." Now listen to his questions. Question 1, he asked her, "Do you feel I have ever abused you in our marriage?" 2, do you feel that I've ever cheated on you in our marriage? 3, is there anything you could feel I could do to improve myself as a husband? Again, I ripped this off of a comment I read on a cheating story on Reddit. I didn't come up with this. To the first question, she said, "No, of course not." That was in response to him asking if he ever abused her in a marriage. So he's got this on. This is being recorded. To the second question, she seemed reluctant but answered no. That was about him potentially cheating. To the third question, she said she wished we made love more often. Oh, that's rich. Meanwhile, she's cheating on him with that John character, and she's wishing they hooked up more often. Gee, she's busy hooking up with him. We've fallen off quite a lot since I got suspicious for obvious reasons, but I tried to initiate a couple times just to keep her complacent. My heart's not into it when we do it, and I think she can tell. Of course she can tell. Women aren't stupid. I asked these questions so that she couldn't make up stuff about me down the road, like abusing her or cheating on her, such as that. I don't think that she would make up lies about me, but I didn't think she'd cheat on me either, so I don't know the woman anymore. Bro, it is very smart that you recorded her answering those questions of yours. Now somebody can say, "Oh, that was AI that did that." But the point is, he had to take precautions. And you can't rule out anything as impossible. The VAR, I got it all. I transferred the recording to the cloud. I put electrical tape over the display of the VAR so there wouldn't be a glow under her seat at night. And I plugged some cheap wired earbuds into the jack on the VAR, and then I snipped it off at the plug so that the VAR wouldn't make any noise. Again, I got this off of info of reading subreddits and forums. I didn't come up with any of this. Now, rolling back the clock to Christmas time. Now, he's going to break down events that happen at Christmas, New Year's, and they're very important for the story. He says, on Christmas, we spent Eve and Day with her family. It was their turn. Her sister was there with her husband and the kid as well as her parents. We were at her parents' house. It was just an hour away, and my parents live a couple states over. On Christmas Eve day, she got a gift bag delivered to her. I didn't see who dropped it off. My mother-in-law said it was some teenager. The gift bag said, to Emily from Santa. At first, she thought it was from me, I think, and I assured her it was not. It was a gold bracelet. Apparently, it was pretty nice. Her mom and sister oohed and awed over it. I don't think Santa sent that. I think John sent that at her mom's house. This guy's fucking low. When asked where it came from, she said it probably came from a bridal party that was getting married on the 28th who wanted to reward her for giving a group discount and doing it last minute. Yeah, bullshit. She told us that they should expect a bonus. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but I nodded my head. My mother-in-law and father-in-law sort of followed my lead like it was no big deal. Let me be clear that I knew it was from John. The bridal party would have signed their names, not wrote from Santa. Emily must think I'm special needs to fall for this. I just got angry, and in the moment that she had little respect for me, I excused myself to the restroom. Smart in both counts. He's clearly pissed over this because he knows this is her lover. He goes in the bathroom, probably just blows out some steam, cools off, then goes back out. And two, he says she must think I'm special needs to fall for this. In this situation, play dumb. Play dumb, gather information. You see, when it comes to cheaters, usually in the beginning, most of the time they're super, super careful, like his wife was. But over time, as they don't get caught, people start getting sloppy, and that's when they get caught. He says, later on, I saw her in the backyard on her phone. She seemed angry and was gesturing wildly. I figure she's reading John the riot act for almost exposing their affair. Ding, ding, ding. That's exactly what's going on. Now on to New Year's. She had a wedding on the 28th and was working with another bride for a wedding on the 4th. Whenever her phone would go off, I'd wonder if it was him. That is no way to fucking live, man. But this guy's still gathering info. On New Year's Eve, during the day, she got more buzzes and dings on her phone than normal. She would look at them annoyed. I asked her what the problem is, and she said the bride getting married on the 4th is a real bridezilla. That night, she said she had to step out to go meet the bridezilla. She told me she'd be back in time to kiss me for the countdown. She's taken off on New Year's Eve away from her husband? Really? See, getting more sloppy? She came back around 1:30 in the morning. So she wasn't with you New Year's Eve. Not even there for that kiss. What do you think she was doing? She was crying, sobbing actually, and going straight to the bathroom and coming out 10 minutes later. Oh, here we go with the big show. I told her to calm down and asked her what the problem was. She said she was so sorry. I asked why she was sorry. She said, because I missed the New Year's Eve countdown. Bullshit. I told her that she was entirely too upset for it to be just that, but she assured me it was. She even held my face between her hands and stared at me and told me she loved me. And the Oscar for Best Actress, Best Asshole Actress goes to this guy's wife. I asked her if she had anything else to tell me, and she assured me that she did not. I asked her point blank that if she ever cheated on me. She swore up and down that she didn't, and she was upset because she missed the countdown because, since we had been married, we always kissed each other when the clock struck midnight. No, she was kissing somebody else when the clock struck midnight. She was kissing somebody else's cock when the cock and clock at midnight. I gave her every opportunity to come clean, and she still lied to me. Of course she is. Since then, I got the cameras and the other stuff installed as well. Now I'm going to wait for more tangible evidence as well as start consulting a divorce attorney. I expect it'll be a while before I update again. I'll be hanging out on Reddit, though. This place is addicting. Now, he also says, trying to head off comments, getting real undeniable proof is important because my family loves Emily. They think of her like a daughter. In her family, she's the golden child, who can do no wrong. If she told them I was abusive or a cheater, her family would believe her. My family would probably take my side, but they definitely interrogate me to make sure I didn't do any bad things. So there you go. She's the golden child, and he knows they'll believe anything she says, which is why he was so smart to record asking her those questions and get all sorts of evidence. And even his own family loves her, so they're going to probably make him out like he's the bad guy. Isn't that ridiculous? That's why you got to control the narrative. Now on to part 3, and where we'll wrap this up. And this is about this. This part 3 happened about a day or two ago, about 10 days after part 2. He says, I checked the VAR recordings from Emily's car, and I got some information. There was the usual business and personal phone calls and some Taylor Swift sing-alongs. Seems like all these hoe bags love Taylor Swift. She's their queen. The first call of note was with John. Apparently she had not talked to him since New Year's Eve. She was angry with him for sending the gift at Christmas and kept her late on New Year's Eve. John was dismissive and cocky at first. Emily then told him about how I asked her if she was cheating on me during New Year's Eve. That got John's attention, and he was asking all kinds of questions. He seemed really interested if I had mentioned him by name at all, and I didn't. He said he thought he was handling me. He said he thought she was handling me. He told her that they should be safe if she's hiding it and always using the card. She said she did. He asked her if she wanted to meet, and she started crying. She told him that the relationship had stopped being fun for her, and that they should stop, and she wasn't going to lose her marriage over this. And he says here, too late, honey. Yeah, so I guarantee if this John character wasn't acting so clingy, because clearly this John guy is the one who's pestering all the time, calling her, texting her, all that, sending gifts and stuff like that. If he was just hanging back and he saw her when he saw her, that she'd continue on with this guy. But now this guy is getting to be a clingy pain in the ass and potentially exposing her. That's why she's doing this. It's not because of any love for her husband here. He told her that she shouldn't just keep lying to me. He seemed really worried about his wife finding out. And this guy says, oh, she will. He told her not to call him again on his phone, and that they would talk the next time they meet. He also told her to be sure and delete everything off her phone and computer she said she already had. Her next phone call was to her BFF, Bev. Bev knows about the affair, and my wife was crying. See? There's always at least one girlfriend, one BFF that knows what's going on. And I bet you this girlfriend is always nice to the guy telling this story. Emily told Bev about New Year's Eve, and she thinks I suspect something, and Bev told her to keep lying to me, but also told her she should probably end her affair because I would definitely divorce her if I found out if she confesses. And he says, ding, 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 Bev knows me so well. Emily said she's in the process of ending her affair with John. So right there, keep lying to him, blah, blah, blah. I always consider Bev a mutual friend. No, don't ever, guys, your relationship guys, don't ever consider your wives girlfriends, your girlfriends, your friends. Unless they really like you more than her, the loyalty is going to go to her if you're cheating or not. I've done too many stories like this. I met her husband, and we've been on couples dates. He's going to get a message from me outlining his wife's liberal views on infidelity, as well as a link to the recording of the phone call. I'll check with my lawyer first. Interesting in both men and women's views on this. How would you feel if you knew your spouse was actively encouraging their friend to hide their infidelity and talking about it, how it is with their cheating friend? Should I be pissed at her? You're goddamn right you should be pissed off at Bev. But you know what? You shouldn't be too surprised. But her husband deserves to know, because think about it. If this Bev character, the BFF, has no problem hiding, this guy's wife's cheating and encouraging her, actually, you think she's not going to cheat as well when she feels bored or missing something, whatever? No, of course not. I did some web searching and Anonymous asking him about on social media and the advice of stuff I got here on Reddit. I met with what I think are the 3 best family law attorneys in my area. I had official consultations with them. I did this so that the 2 of them wouldn't be able to take my wife's case because of conflict of interest. Smart, dude. Real smart. What they didn't tell me in those Reddit comments and posts is that the really good family law attorneys don't do free consultations. They charge you for them, and then they some prorate the charge towards your bill if you select them to represent you. So I ended up spending $1,600 for all about that, just for your information. Whoa! Yeah, you need to, I would inquire with the attorneys first if consultations are free of charge. And think about it, if you're a really top attorney and you can command a certain hourly rate and you got unlimited business, your time is valuable. So even the consultation, you can charge for it. But they should have been upfront about this. But now his wife can't go to those guys in their area, so that's a good thing. I'm not super rich. We have a lot of money saved up, but I don't want to tip her off by touching that. My wife's business is doing really well, but she's had the what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. Oh, what's mine is mine, what's yours is ours attitude when it comes to paychecks, and I don't mind until now. Smack! You should have minded. You hear that? What's mine is mine. She obviously is the higher earner with the success for business. So she's like, that's my money. But what you make, that's going to help more towards joint things. That was a stupid way to go. I make six figures as a senior developer, and we don't have a mortgage or rent payments. When my mom died, my dad moved down to Florida to the Villages. He lets us stay in his house rent-free. It's already paid for. I say this because my dad is taking out a HELOC on the home to help me pay for the divorce attorney. A really good divorce attorney is very expensive, so I've learned. Man, so all this time they don't have to pay rent or anything, so they're just probably stockpiling money, or money that she's not pissing away. The plan is to refinance it in my name after the divorce is over. Meanwhile, I'll be making the payments by writing checks to my dad. The HELOC is still pending, so I'm paying with a credit card I took out for this occasion. I'm pretty much certain my credit score will be shot to hell after this. Dude, do not destroy your credit score. Find a way around this. Even if your dad has to pay for the attorneys, but if you're going to rack this up on your credit cards and you can't pay them off on time, no. Find another option, dude. That credit score, if it goes bad, it's going to take you 7 years to fix that shit up. I mean, you can make improvements on your credit score along the way, but some very bad decisions could impact you for a while. I talked to my divorce attorney and gave her the recordings and she said it was good evidence. I told her about how Emily is ending with John and about the card John mentioned. She told me to take a picture of the card and if I could find it and send it to her. I asked if it was legal to do so, and she said yes, because it's accessible within a shared marital property. She's going to subpoena the card statements. As far as Emily ending it with John goes, my lawyer said maybe, but don't count on it. Yeah, I wouldn't count on it. My attorney also told me the same thing y'all told me, and that is I need to hire a private investigator. She told me she had a good one, and I told her I already had the evidence, and she said the evidence and testimony from the PI carry much more weight with the court because a PI knows how to get admissible evidence legally and is impartial. That's a very good point, although I'm sure this lawyer gets a cut of what the PI is getting for recommending him. She told me her goal was to get enough evidence so that any attorney my wife got would rather settle than go to trial because she'd subpoena John and John would be exposed too. Whoa, I got the high-pitched voice thing going on here. What the fuck? She told me she wouldn't be surprised if John paid my wife's attorney, which would be a dumb idea for her because that attorney would mainly have John's best interest in mind. But since he's paying for everything else, she'd probably go for it. I'll be meeting with the PI on Monday. Good, dude. Get the PI. I know you're spending money now that you'd rather not spend, but better now and get a good attorney and get the PI and do all this than stay married to this harpy. Meanwhile, Emily is love-bombing me. She's telling me how great I am and how much she appreciates me and how lucky she is. She's talking about starting a family before she's 30. Not with me or not, he says. She wants us to go on a long romantic trip that she's planning on paying for with her money. And he says with John's card, probably. I want to scream at her and tell her I'd rather slam my dick in a car door, but I have to keep playing nice for now. Yeah, because she knows something's up. She knows that, something's up. And don't sleep with her. She'll get pregnant. Or she can get pregnant with John's kid and say it's your kid. That could be the last-ditch effort. Because some people may say, well, why is she staying with this guy? She's cheating on him. Because she wants the best of both worlds. That's why. He says, fuck this shit, man. I can't believe this is my goddamn life right now. Brother, get in line. Welcome to the club. There's plenty of guys out there like you, but you're going to get through this. On the one hand, I want to hug her and kiss her and make love with her again, but then I remember her mouth was around that asshole's junk. He completed it in her mouth, and she came home and kissed me with it. I had sloppy seconds for 9 months, but she loves me. I love her, and I hate her. I'm walking cognitive dissonance. My attorney told me to get into counseling, and I will. I think I need to. I just want to run away with her and towards her at the same time. Does that sound stupid? Am I going crazy? No, you're not stupid. You're not going crazy. It's a roller coaster of emotions because you're with her, married 7 years, together, I think he says, since high school. Massive chunk of your life is with this woman. It's hard to, your identity's wrapped up in her. It's going to take time. You're in love with who you thought she was, and you're probably trying to figure out ways to get past this and not have to end it, but it's not going to work. She's a liar. She's a cheater. She's a deceiver. She's just a rotten person. You love who you think she is, and you're seeing who she really is. Have you done anything that would warrant her behavior? Obviously not, unless you're leaving something out. And even then, she should have just divorced you instead of done all this. No, it's over with, man. And I'm sorry you're going through this, but you're handling this like a boss. And maybe she suspects something's up, but still, you're going to hit her hard, and that's awesome and good for you. But man, you're 30 years old. Get through this divorce. You said you're in an at-fault state, so because you have all this evidence of cheating, you're not going to owe her any money. You don't have any kids. You don't have a house together, so this should hopefully not be too bad for you. And just get out of there and move on with your life. And believe me, she's 27. She can still get guys. It won't be hard for her, and she's making money. But her prime is coming to an end real quick, and your prime is just beginning. I just hope you learned something about this whole thing and going forward there. But in terms of how you're handling it like a boss. Lots of guys been through this, and you're going to get through this. And a lot of guys are supporting you on Reddit and now on this channel because a lot of people are now going to know your story. So, bro, I'm addressing this like I'm talking to him, even though you probably never will see this. But I wish you all the best. And gentlemen, to all you guys watching this, you see any updates here, you let me know so I can cover this. But there you go, guys. When he hits her, he's going to hit her good, and she's never going to see it. I mean, she slightly sees something's up, hence the love bombing, but still, not that she doesn't have knowledge to this extent. So this is how you handle it right. So I wish this guy the best. All right, guys, that's it for today. Again, be sure to let me know if you see any updates here. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.